Hey, it's Meatball.
And Mark.
And this is the Rocker Morning Show on demand from 107.7 RKR.
Kalamazoo's Rock Station 107.7 RKR. It is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
I put a delay on your mic because Mark has been on a rant this morning. I wanted to make sure that you were radio ready before I kicked your mic on there for a second.
I've been awake since 12:30. I've had a tension headache for 3 days straight. And this morning, All I wanted to do was come in here and do my damn job. Okay? But Facebook has decided that I have gone against community standards.
Oh no.
They won't even tell me what I did. They won't show me a link. They won't give me an example. They won't give me any way to dispute it. And they say, you can't do your job for 5 days, basically. And I don't even do anything on Facebook. Yeah. I schedule all our Facebook posts, so if you hate that stuff, you're welcome. And I do it for all the brands here in the building.
But your own personal account is usually, I think you literally posted out, let's go Red Wings, and then a couple of your own stories and articles that sound interesting.
That's it. That's all I do. So it's saying that I can't. It's basically saying I can't share links for 5 days. So I'm like, great. Now everybody at the building has to do my job for me. Then I try to get into my burner account because I made a burner account because this happened to me before.
Uh-huh.
And I can't get back into it because it says, you've reported that it's been hacked into. And I'm like, no, I didn't. Oh, my God. I'm just trying to do my job. So finally, I jumped through all the flaming hoops. I'm back in to the burner account. What's the first three things I see? Naked women. And I get suspended.
Mark, now we know why this is your burner account, Mark.
None of this. I don't follow any of these pages.
What are you doing in secret with your burner account there, Mark?
Let me explain something to you. Not looking up women feeding babies. It's seriously women using breast pumps. And then an AI vacation home followed up by Gordon Ramsay steak marinade. And they're all AI homes. I don't follow any of these pages. I think I have two friends.
Yeah.
You're one of them.
Oh, my God.
And then Ray Ray's Italian beef and sausage pops up.
Yeah, okay,
cool.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Well, that explains the marinade ad at least.
I'm like, how? How are Facebook fake accounts allowed to post naked pictures of women that aren't even real? They're AI generated, and that's perfectly fine. But I literally do nothing, and I get banned for 5 days.
Well, that's because they're on the internet, Mark. And the internet, it doesn't make sense.
Okay. Remember that boxing match against Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
I'm putting the challenge out there. Mark Zuckerberg, come to Kalamazoo. We were once known for the Tough Man competitions at the Wings Event Center. It's going down. Tough Man 2, Electric...
Kalamazoo's Rock Station 107.7 RKR. It is the Rock Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
So I've moved a few times. You've moved a couple of times. You forget, there's always something you're going to forget when you make that move. I think I have a bank account that I can't have access to that I've completely forgotten about. It's got like $7.
Oh, kind of like my Facebook account.
Yeah, your Facebook right now. That's kind of what it's like. What if, though, the thing that you kind of missed when you were making a big move was a storage unit with a whole bunch of your stuff in it?
That's a rookie move, man.
Right. Well, speaking of rookies, Mazi Smith with the Dallas Cowboys this year, former Michigan Wolverine, he in the transition of moving to Dallas, I guess, forgot to make payments on his storage unit somewhere in Michigan. And it was recently auctioned off. Now, he's originally from Grand Rapids, so this may have been a storage unit in Grand Rapids. It may have been in Ann Arbor. I'm not entirely sure. Didn't say. But this guy, who is, I believe is a professional, he buys derelict storage units and then sells and flips everything that's inside. They have TV shows on the Discovery Channel about that. He posted a bunch of stuff to his TikTok about finding this storage unit and everything that was in it. Started going through everything and found something like $20,000 worth of shoes.
Dude.
And it's like one-off player cleats, Michigan exclusive player editions of like Nike Air Force Ones and other types of shoes and stuff. I mean, he had them laid out on the table. There's easily 200 pairs of shoes in this place. And that's mostly just the game worn cleats, the specialty cleats, the bowl game stuff they got from Fiesta Bowl and everything before that, when he was with Michigan.
Man.
Clothes, everything. He also had quite the impressive collection of Halo Legos. That made me happy.
That's treasure trove.
Right. An unopened copy of Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it's about retail about $45 right now.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. And then, this little thing that might have been kind of important, it was a literal playbook from the University of Michigan.
Oh no. That's really not good.
Yeah, that was in his storage unit with all of his stuff. It's probably a good thing that Harbaugh has left for the NFL, because if somebody got a hold of that and then put it out there and they were just like, hey, we just happened to find a University of Michigan playbook.
Yeah.
You want to see all of his secrets?
I mean, luckily the new coach is probably going to have their own playbook.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you'd hate to run into a water boy situation.
But this is wild, man. Like, I've never seen anything. I don't think anybody's ever seen anything like this, where you buy a storage unit and it just happens to be, a first round pick rookie for the Dallas Cowboys who played for Michigan. And he just, in the transition of moving and changing bank accounts and stuff, the thing went derelict.
I'm telling you, man, buying storage units.
Yeah.
I think about that often, retiring from radio and just buying storage units full time.
Well, Mazzy and his lawyer are looking into this because they were unaware that his storage unit had been sold.
Yeah.
Somebody showed him the TikTok video of the guy going through all of his stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
Just rummaging through your goods. Like, get out of my clothes, jerk.
Well, that's the thing too, is like the bro, he's just digging through my sweatpants and stuff. It was like, I haven't even washed those yet, man. That's disgusting. Are you kidding me?
No, don't open that box.
It's time to turn up your dials and tune out the traffic, because we're playing the Daily 5 on the Rocker Morning Show, testing the mental magnitude of your favorite morning monkeys on the radio. And now, your hosts for the Daily 5, Meatball and Mark Frankhouse.
It is the Daily 5 where Mark and I ask each other questions. The other one answers. Today, I'm asking the questions. Mark is answering. Mark, you got some help on the line today from Kenny. Good morning, Kenny. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome, Kenny. You got to help me get 3 out of 5 questions correct. If you do, we'll get the point to start the week. If not, Meatball will get the point to start the week.
And I feel confident. I don't know why. I just do. All right. Question number 1. This is Hollywood. Which heartthrob actor claims he turned down an opportunity to be a Backstreet Boy?
Oh.
Was it Leonardo DiCaprio, Ryan Gosling, or Justin Timberlake?
Timberlake?
JT?
Which came first, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Backstreet Boys.
I'm glad you know that, because I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Justin Timberlake, I think that came a little bit before NSYNC, but I don't know. Do you feel confident? Justin Timberlake wasn't an actor. Well, I guess he was. He was on the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, current actor.
Right. I don't know. I kind of want to go with Leonardo DiCaprio for some reason. But if you're confident in Justin Timberlake, I'll run with you, Kenny.
I'm about 50-50 on it.
You know what? Let's just go with it. Justin Timberlake, final answer.
Justin Timberlake, final answer. You were both wrong anyway. It was Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, he could have been a Backstreet Boy, and instead he just became Ryan Gosling.
Goose name.
All right, question number 2. This is history. In the year 1919, a large part of the city of Boston was flooded with what? Was it sewage, beer, or molasses?
I would say sewage. I remember something about that happening.
Sewage?
Something about a big flood in 1919 in Boston?
You said sewage sounds vaguely familiar?
Kenny, you said sewage sounds familiar?
Yeah, I remember something in history about the city having a really bad sewage problem back then.
Okay.
Huh. I know New York had a really bad sewage issue back in the early 1900s, but I really want to say I really want to say molasses, but I'm gonna run with Kenny and go sewage.
Go with the molasses.
All right, I'll stick with molasses. Final answer.
Gonna stick with molasses. Final answer. Molasses is correct. Yeah, it was a big old tub of molasses, which I guess at the time you could turn into petroleum.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
That's
it was
weird.
in storage and it broke and flooded like half of Boston, which is pretty wild. Yeah. Sticky situation.
Very.
Question number 3. This is food. What U.S. city was cream cheese invented in?
Ooh.
Was it New York City, Detroit, or Philadelphia?
I want to say Philadelphia.
Me too. Philadelphia seems like the go-to answer
the
there.
Philadelphia cream cheese.
Oh.
Ooh. All right, I like the idea. Let's go Philadelphia. Final answer.
Philadelphia, final answer.
New York.
Yeah, it was New York.
Yep.
You gotta think bagels. Bagels and bagels. That's why it was important there, I guess. I don't know. All right. Gonna run the table. Question number 4 is music. We all know that Buddy Holly died in a plane crash, but he almost wasn't on the plane. In fact, another singer gave up their seat for him. Who was it? Was it Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, or Willie Nelson?
Yeah, the Big Bopper died. I'm pretty sure it was Waylon Jennings.
They gave up his seat for Buddy Holly?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking something else. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go Waylon Jennings. Final answer.
Waylon Jennings, final answer. Correct.
Yep.
Boy, man. We could have lived in a world where we kept Buddy Holly and lost Waylon Jennings, man.
Man, that would have been something else. Somewhere out there in the multiverse.
All right, final question. This is sports.
All right.
In pool, what color is the 5 ball? Is it yellow, orange, or purple?
Orange.
Both pretty confident about orange, yeah?
Yes, we are. Final answer, orange.
Why are you looking at me like that, Mark?
Final
why are you giving
answer,
me that
orange. Let's hear it. Let's hear the dingy ding.
All right,
oh, man. Oh, I was scared there, Kenny, but we prevailed, and just like that, you got tickets to see Steve Hackett, man.
Awesome.
Oh, my gosh. Congratulations, and thanks for helping me. Yeah, man.
It was all on you, Mark.
It was all on you. I was no help at all.
Hey, you got orange right, and I mean, I really think Mark only got molasses. That was the only one that he really jumped on. But, man, congrats, man. That was a good run.
All right.
Kalamazoo's Rock Station, 107.7 RKR. It's a rocker morning show with Mark Frankhouse.
And Meatball.
Man, I'm telling you, dude, there are some Kalamazoo businesses that are just in rough shape right now. Mm-hmm. And I've watched the decline, and this began probably even before I moved to Kalamazoo, of Riverview Drive.
Okay.
Down at the end of Gullah Road, Riverview Drive, when you hang that left and head towards downtown, businesses over there, man, are in a bad way.
Yeah, and I don't get it either, because it's such a busy strip of road there. Like you would think that would be prime real estate.
Well, and that's a strange thing too, because you've got the AutoZone there, but then there's Lee's, there's Fish Express, you got the Chinese restaurant.
Yep.
What else do you have there? You have the Grub and
stuff on the other side of the road. I mean, really, Grub and stuff's about the only thing left on that side of the road.
Right. Obviously, we saw the McDonald's close down last year. Mm-hmm. A lot of people had complaints about that location, saying it was horrible. Mm-hmm. Walgreens is now closed. Right there on the corner of Gullah Road and Riverview.
Seriously? Like not going to close. It is just straight up closed now.
It's straight up closed.
Wow.
We got the article up on the Rocker app if you guys want to check this out, because I was driving in this morning and all these signs were up on the door and I was like, this store is closed. I'm like, what the heck? And I don't know when they did this. Like, maybe I missed the ball on this one, but even the letters, even the external letters on the building are gone. The drive-through letters gone.
Wow.
Like, they took it down.
So they made quick work of that then.
Well, now that's side to side businesses that are closed down. So there's an entire block of buildings that are now vacant.
That Walgreens always had somebody in the parking lot. Like, that place was there was always somebody there. What could have caused it to close down?
I'm imagining it may have something to do with the location, maybe the area. I don't.
Dude,
and that's the thing. There's isn't there like a police station like right across the street?
Yeah.
So it's not like obviously that area is lower income than some other parts of the city, but still, it's like
but there's plenty of strips of businesses in lower income areas as well that are just as successful or more successful. So. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I see people going in and out of that Walgreens all the time. Like people walk to that Walgreens too. Like every time I drive by, there's 2 or 3 people walking there up and down the sidewalks. There's 4 or 5 minimum cars in the parking lot. I've stopped there a number of times. And I mean, that was this before I moved up the road here because there is one like right by where I live now, which is fine. But still, man, that sucks. I'm
hoping that this isn't a trend and we see more businesses on Riverview close down because obviously, like I said, there's some good businesses over there. Our buddy Greg from Greg's Gourmet did the dining deals with us. He's still over there. So, we definitely want these businesses to succeed. But, man, there seems to be an awful lot of empty buildings on Riverview. If anybody out there can remember a time where that stretch of road was busy, give us a call at 978-1077. Let us know how it used to be. I'm hoping that we don't see more of these closed down because this would be rough for Riverview.
I mean, one thing we know is going to be a whole lot of Dollar Generals and dispensaries there soon enough.
Rocking you into your day with Meatball and Mark, the Rocker Morning Show on 107.7 RKR.
Kalamazoo's Rock Station 107.7 RKR. It's a Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse and Meatball. We are joined on the phone by a special guest. He was the bass player for Foreigner during the height of their career. Welcome to the Rocker Morning Show, Rick Wills. How's it going, man?
Well, I'm really well. I'm good. I'm in sunny Florida, and I'm enjoying talking to you.
It's a pleasure to have you on, man.
Well, it's good to be talking to you, because we're so excited about being nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So we're trying to do as much promotion as we can to get people to vote for us.
Right. Now, how does that feel knowing that finally Foreigner and the star lineup version that included you has a real shot at getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Well, it's only taken about 22 years to get here, but I mean, we got there in the end. And we're just thrilled. We're honored. Thrilled to be nominated, and now obviously we're very much hoping with everyone voting for us that we'll get inducted. I think come the end of April, around the 25th, I think we'll find out.
Yeah.
And we can plan to do the show in the fall, in Cleveland. So that's what we're planning on at the moment. And, we've got some big plans ahead because Mark Ronson's been really, really helping us with the video he made with Dave Grohl and Jack Black, various other people, Slashing people, who've all said, you've got to vote for Foreigner because they've obviously been fans of ours for a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
We're hoping that I think Dave Grohl wants to be involved, actually, if we do go to Cleveland.
Oh, that's awesome.
Given the fact that, Foreigner has the ability to possibly get inducted, but maybe even play, if that is the case, do you think we could see somewhat of an original lineup reunion on the stage there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
That's what we're planning. That's what we're planning right now, actually.
Cool.
To do. And, there's been some health issues for Lou and Mick especially.
Yeah.
I mean, Mick announced this week, he's had Parkinson's for about 2 years now. And that's a thing that just gets worse and worse. And
yeah.
He likes to be at his best when he performs. And
True.
He doesn't feel that he's in that position right now. So we're hoping that on the night we can actually get all the original members there. There's Al Greenwood, Dennis Elliott, Mick Jones, Lou Grant, Rick Wills. We want to be there because we want to do something very special. That's be on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame show. We'll see how it works out. Right now, we're just trying to promote this as much as we can. So, you can either go to vote.rockhall.com or foreigneronline.com, and you can put your email address in, your name, and you can vote every day as much as you want for Foreigner or whoever you want to vote for.
Yeah.
But we're hoping we get as many votes as we can to be inducted.
Hey, man, I'm on board with it. Finally, Foreigner getting the nod. We all knew the band deserved. Voting is up right now for you to vote for Foreigner to finally get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Again, find that link to vote at foreigneronline.com, and we'll get the official announcement in April. Foreigner and Styx with special guest John Waite, June 15th, up there in Pine Knob as well. Rick Wills, really appreciate your time today. It was great talking to you, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed talking to you guys, too, and have a great day.
You too.
Thanks, Rick.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Man, Rick was such a pleasure to talk to. This is just a clip of the interview, but we got the full thing on demand on the 1077 RKR app. You can hear about how you can get them inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You can also hear how he actually joined the band. This is a pretty cool story. It's all available on demand on the Rocker app.
Kalamazoo's Rock Station 1077 RKR. It is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
So we've been speculating for a while now that NCAA football 25 is going to be coming out this year, and it was confirmed. I think they were in like a teaser trailer for it after the Natty this year. So after Michigan won their national championship, I think the next week they ran like a teaser trailer for it. It's like, listen, it's coming. We don't have the details and stuff for it yet. We know this is going to be here and the game is going to be out.
Right.
But it is coming. So NCAA 25 is going to be on video game platforms, and they said it's going to be coming out this summer. They still got some stuff to work out. I would anticipate Michigan's going to be on the cover in some capacity since they won the national championship.
That is also very interesting because wasn't Denard Robinson on the very last
He was.
NCAA?
Yes.
What was it? Is it Madden NCAA?
No. Just NCAA. It's NCAA football.
Gotcha.
And then whatever the next season would be. So that was released in 2013.
Right.
I believe.
So yeah, Michigan was on the last cover, and
They're gonna be on
you
the
would imagine that they would probably have to put like, who's it, Blake Corum or somebody from U of M on there.
Now, what's interesting is a lot of the hurdles that they had to jump through was the NIL money that comes with using, name, image, likeness for college students. Obviously, NIL is a big talking point now for college sports. And I there are still some things I think, that are arguably need to be worked on still through NIL. But the good thing is, with a game like this, it is allowing more opportunities for more players to get in on NIL, including Western Michigan.
Nice.
In fact, every single MAC team, I believe they're going to do the Power 5 or Power 4 and then what's left of the Pac-12. And then the next big 5 conferences or the next big conferences. So it's like Conference USA, AAC, MAC, Sun Belt, those conferences.
Right.
They're also included. Now, the stipulations for NCAA 25, and I was reading through this, you can have up to 85 players on each roster sign up for NIL money on the game. So potentially, if you were to play a sweepstakes or whatever, if you were to play a series with Western Michigan as your team, you could have up to 85 members, like actual members of the Broncos team on your team and playing as them in NCAA 25.
That seems pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. Now, what would they do with the players that don't opt into this? Do they just put generic like number so-and-so and they don't have a name?
Yep. It'll just be generic number, generic player. They'll have some kind of, I'm sure generic avatar and stuff. Mm-hmm. My guess would be the majority of the starters are going to be involved in this and a few of the backups as well. Clearly, like the starters are getting NIL, millions of dollars in NIL money in other places, and you would want them to opt into it. The bare minimum for players that opt into this, $600, one time, $600 fee, and they get a copy of the game. Now, it seems low for NIL money, but you think about it, 85 players from every single one of these teams that's going to be in the game. That is a ton of money that EA Sports and NCAA, well, I guess it's not NCAA, that EA Sports is forking out to all these players.
True.
On top of that, maybe 2/3, 3/4 of the players on even some of the bigger teams aren't getting NIL money at all.
Really? Yeah.
Because, they take the top 5 stars from Michigan, from Ohio State, from these schools, and, they're the ones getting these $1,000, $1 million NIL deals with other people. They're not really digging that deep into the rest of the team.
True.
So especially for a team like Western, which doesn't have a lot of NIL deals, you got 85 players that are making an extra $600 this year, and they're getting a copy of the video game where they can literally play as themselves.
Do it.
That's awesome, man. That's super awesome. You can also play as the Chippewas. You can play as Toledo, Eastern, like all the different teams.
I need a setting where you can play as an all mascot team.
Oh, that's awesome.
I need that.
That's fantastic. That would be great. What's the name of the Bronco? What's the name of the mascot for Western? Do you remember?
Oh gosh.
Bronchi the Bronco. I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't know. I'm not making a joke. I cannot remember the name of the Bronco. If somebody remembers the name of the Bronco, let me know. And also let us know if the Bronco is in on the NIL deal. Kalamazoo's Rock, Station 107.7 RKR. It is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
So did you see last week that they had another one of those spy balloons pop up?
Oh gosh.
Over the western United States?
Spy balloons.
It was reported that NORAD and the Pentagon were tracking, this was on Friday, I think, tracking another large balloon traveling at high altitudes over Utah and moving over Colorado Friday afternoon. And they were like, oh good, the spy balloons are back. Yay. Almost exactly a year ago, too. February 10th was when all this was happening last year.
I was going to say, why do they even know what these supposed spy balloons do?
No, not really. Because like the ones they shot down and that they were just like, these are definitely from China. They didn't transmit anything. Like they just were
That's ridiculous.
Taking photos. So like the ones they shot down, they were just like, yeah, it didn't send anything to China. Like, what were they expecting it to get all the way around the world back to them?
Need some strong helium, you know?
You're right. Right. So they shot down 2 out of the 3, I think, last year. One of them over the Great Lakes. They shot one down over Lake Huron, remember?
Yeah, that is correct.
So I was thinking about, I should probably clarify, it wasn't actually a spy balloon they caught this time. It was just a hobbyist that had a weather balloon type of thing that they put up. But it's still pretty dangerous that they let those things go and they just float up into the jet stream, into air traffic levels and stuff like that. Seems very dangerous, you know? I don't think you should be able to do that. But it got me thinking, it was like, you know, how did they end up over Michigan last year? And the way they did that was, and the way these balloons work when you put them up there, is they go up and they follow the jet stream. And if you know what that is, basically it's a river of atmosphere that kind of controls weather conditions in the U.S. and Northern Hemisphere. The jet stream this year is much further south because of, is it El Nino or La Nina? Which one are we in now? Whatever it is. It's much further south right now than it normally would be. Normally it sits kind of just above the Canadian North American border and it'll dip down. That's when we get cold snaps and it'll pop back up. We've been so warm. It's been all over the place this year. But last week when this was happening, the jet stream was down across like the middle of the country. So they were tracking this thing going over Georgia. So I was like, okay, would these things ever come back over Michigan again? Would we have to shoot these down over Michigan again? If we keep these same weather patterns, no.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get up there.
No, they won't. They won't be following the jet stream up to the north. Nothing like that. So feel safe about that, Michigan. But like, I just cannot believe an exact year, almost exactly a year after it happened.
Maybe it was an anniversary balloon.
If they'd look close enough, they would have just said happy anniversary spy balloon.
The anniversary card's up there just floating. Just takes a while because it's fluttering down to there.
Did we shoot it down? Somebody go find where we shot it down and see if the
Kalamazoo's Rock Station 107.7 RKR. It's the Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse.
And Meatball.
You've heard this conversation come up multiple times. We brought it up before about the Upper Peninsula splitting away from the Lower Peninsula, becoming its own state.
I mean, enough people forget about it on maps anyway. They might as well, you know, or like they call it Canada or they call it, you know, a piece of Wisconsin or whatever. Like, makes sense. It's
kind of funny because, you know, going up there, it was like its own state. It was a very different Michigan. When you look at what the biggest trades were in the Lower and Upper Peninsula, it's very easy to see that, yes, they could kind of be considered different states because a lot of the stuff, you know, in the Upper Peninsula had to do with wood and mining. A lot of what was going down in the Lower Peninsula was more, you know, obviously automobiles and everything.
Sure.
But, you know, the conversations come up every once in a while where they talk about, oh, Michigan's UP, you know, could they ever split away from the Lower Peninsula? And this kind of like a somewhat regular talking point. This hasn't actually been the first time that people have talked about this. This has actually been tried to be put in place before.
Oh.
They tried to become the 51st state of the union actually when Hawaii and Alaska joined the United States.
Okay.
So they call it the state of Superior on Tonigan.
Okay.
And the idea behind this is they proposed the 51st state that would be created by the secession of the Upper Peninsula from the rest of Michigan, and obviously named for the adjacent Lake Superior.
Yep.
Some proposals, they would also kind of incorporate territory from the northern Lower Peninsula, like Traverse City and up pretty much. And there would be a little bit of northern Wisconsin, even Minnesota, in some of these diagrams that were like drawn out in these proposals.
So in order for them to secede, they wanted a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, kind of. They wanted to put their hand in a couple of different pots. There's one main reason. If you guys check this out, it's up here on the Rocker app. You can see for yourself. I think there's one main reason I don't think this is ever going to happen. And I think it's something that Yoopers may not either realize or think about. But it'd be interesting to hear from some Yoopers on this subject, is that so much of the money that the Upper Peninsula gets is actually generated by the Lower Peninsula.
Oh, okay. It's like manufacturing jobs and business like that.
Well, there's tons of funding that the government provides based on tax revenue that's generated by the Lower Peninsula. If they seceded from the state, they'd have to provide their funding internally. So they would lose that funding.
What's the biggest city in the Upper Peninsula?
It's like Marquette or like
Iron River or something.
Yeah, I think it's Marquette.
Okay.
But yeah, like
definitely not Detroit.
They would lose that funding, man. And on top of that, if they split, they would officially become in terms of population, the smallest population in the entire country. I think they got like 60% of the population that Wyoming has. So I really doubt it'll ever happen. It is an interesting talking point because a lot of people are like, oh, that'd be cool if the Upper Peninsula was its own state. But I don't know. I feel like that's what makes Michigan special, is there's two kinds of Michigan. Yeah. And I don't know. I can appreciate both of them.
Yeah.
But I don't think splitting apart is in the cards. They've tried this before and it hasn't gone well.
I mean, if they're going to split, if they're going to secede, they need to go full secession and either join Canada or become their own thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I think becoming their own thing, because I mean, Texas keeps talking about it now too, but like, whatever. But if somebody could make it happen, I think it's going to be the Upper Peninsula. Because I mean, they kind of have their own, like you said, culture and stuff there already. Like, they don't need a whole lot of stuff. A lot of them are mountain men anyways that wear animal skin hats and stuff, right? Like, I've met a couple, they drive trucks. I'm just generalizing here of like two Yoopers.
1800s?
Okay.
Meatball's good buddy Daniel Boone told them all about it.